All right, guys, I'm super stoked for tonight's team call. Tonight is January 16th, and we have an awesome guest speaker tonight. And I do believe this is the first time she has guest spoke on a team call, let alone ours. I first off, before I hand it over to Christine, I wanted to say how unbelievably proud I am of watching her grow. Last year, she was in my first Diamond Mine group, and I really got to know her, and I watched her step out of her comfort zone. I watched her put her why in action, and to take action and to become consistent, especially over the last few months. And Christine, you are so unbelievably amazing. I know you are a little bit nervous about speaking tonight, but you are going to rock it. We all love you to death. You are so fun. You're absolutely amazing, so freaking inspiring. And I cannot wait to share or to hear what you have to share tonight about stepping out of your comfort zone, because I think that's a place where we all get stuck in. So with that said, Christine, why don't you take it away?
Well, hey, there's actually more people on tonight, and you're all making me very nervous. So I appreciate you guys coming on. So like Vicki said, it was actually hard to kind of when Vicki asked me to do the call, first of all, I think she asked me directly, and I think it took me I don't know, maybe an hour or two to even respond to her text message, because I was like, come on, why'd you have to go ahead and do that? But you can't say no to Mama Bear. So I agreed, and I kind of knew immediately what I wanted to talk about, but I didn't know how to kind of put it into a cohesive thought, and I still don't actually know that it is that, but Vicki kind of helped wrap it up into, I guess, putting a title on it. So stepping out of your comfort zone is something that I have really had to do over the last 6 to 8 weeks. And it so a little story. December 1st, I had surgery, and it was an elective surgery. So I knew with plenty of time going into it that things were going to be different from surgery day, basically until about now. Doctor told me 4 to 6 weeks I couldn't work out. And oddly enough, when we planned the date of my surgery, I did have the 80-day launch in mind, and I told him that date, and I told him that I needed to be 100% cleared by that date. So that's how we picked my surgery date. But going into the surgery, I knew I had my date for about a month. And the month leading up to it, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my business for that month? I can't work out. And that is working out is my comfort zone. When we talk about being the best challenger you can be, I am the world's best challenger. Okay. I show up every day, do my workout. That is where my happy place, where I am most consistent. And so even though the surgery was my choice and it was what I wanted to do, I was just petrified, because I felt like my page, my business, it could go one of two ways. It could die because I couldn't do what I was comfortable with on my page, which was share my workouts, or I could find a way to keep my page and my business moving while I could not physically move as much. So that's not really an option. I couldn't just let my page and my business die along with my inactivity for the time being. So I had to take that opportunity to really dig deeper into areas of my business that I struggle with. PD consistently. That was the top thing on my list that I wanted to take this downtime and really, really dive into. I wanted to make sure that PD was my new workout. If I couldn't work out every day, then that is what I was going to do. And I have a kitchen light flickering, so I'm sorry if the light's weird. So that's what I did. So in place of my workout, I did sleep in a little bit later, but I made sure that every morning I still got up and was doing my PD, and I made sure that I was posting about it. Now, I read slow and I fall asleep sometimes while reading. So I'm still reading the same book, but I'm still reading it, and I haven't put it aside like I tend to do sometimes with PD books. I love the book and I am connecting with it. So I'm going to finish it. I just read slow. But I also, I can't post about PD all day, so I had to find other areas. And this is an area that I've always struggled with, because we talk about, we've talked on tons of calls, like the things that make you you, like when you're on Instagram and you're trying to put together your hashtags and you want to make them unique so that, you're not attracting 35,000 other Beachbody coaches. So I had to think about that. And I kind of looked at other posts that I've done in the past sporadically to see what consistently did well. And it's ridiculous, the things that have always done well on my page, and they have nothing to do with fitness. They have nothing to do with this business. They're just the things that are me, that do the best on my page. So like just a few random things that I've noticed that people tend to connect with. I'm always talking about coffee and my love for coffee. So whenever I post about coffee, people go crazy over that. Like, I also love getting new tank tops, especially ones that talk about coffee. Like, look at the shirt I'm wearing. It's so in love with coffee. When I first got this shirt and I posted it, that post went crazy. I posted a couple weeks ago about my husband's new grill, and that got so much interaction on my page. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just funny, the things that people really are drawn to. And it's not always, I guess, what we think. My kid needs to tell me something right now. Baby, gotta wait. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Go bed. I tucked him into bed and now he's got to tell me something. So anytime I buy like fun t-shirts, I always post about it and people love that. And I guess it's just one of those things that is me. And I really had to learn to look at the things that are me, because I find for myself personally, I get overwhelmed super easily. And I am constantly looking at all the people around me and I'm saying, okay, well, what are they doing and what's working for them and how can I duplicate what they're doing? And to some degree, a lot of what we do is so duplicatable. That's a hard word to say. It really is. It's very easy to duplicate, but at the same time, like you have to find your own voice in whatever message you're trying to put out there. And that's always been really, really hard for me. And it's been really hard to kind of apply that to, all the different areas of our business. Let's see. I have like 5 pages of notes. And they're not very organized. I'm sorry. So along with finding your own voice, you have to focus on your own personal strengths as well. So like I said, I know that yes, I am the world's best challenger. I know that. But I also know that when I get focused on something, I'm also able to kind of apply that same challenger mentality to all the other things. So the month of December, I couldn't work out. There was a couple of days where I did like squats and lunges, and I swear that got so old so fast that I couldn't even tolerate it anymore. So I was just like, I'm just going to go with the doctor's orders. And he says not to move. So that's what I'm going to do. Even though it was like killing me. I caught myself getting way too ahead of myself, which is what I always do. And what I've always done with my business is I look at the whole picture and I'm like, okay, well, this is where I am. This is where I want to be. And these are the four vital behavior. Those are the things we need to do to get there. And I overwhelm myself because I try to do everything all at one time and I try to do it really big. And that doesn't work for me. And that's okay because this is my business and we're doing it at my pace. And that's all that matters, is that I am learning to grow within, my own, not limitations, but in my own personal kind of, not mold, but maybe come here. Sorry, mom life. So one thing I really was excited to do, come on up, baby. Sorry. Okay. So one thing I was really excited to do when I had my surgery, I wanted to share about it, but I had to find a way that felt right for me. I talked to a lot of other women that shared about it, how they did it, what felt comfortable for them. And what I ended up doing was using my YouTube page and exploring YouTube as a new platform. Now, I don't know all that much about YouTube, but I definitely know more than I did a month and a half ago. And so, sorry. So that felt really nice because I got to do what I wanted to do. I did share it on my page, but I put it out there in a way that was, I don't know, I guess maybe a little bit more modest was the way, but that's what felt right for me and for how I thought I should handle it. But yeah, so it was just really important that I broke down the vitals. So I got really consistent on doing my my PD. And again, like I took my baby steps with it. I started focusing on talking to more people every day. Now I'm not where I want to be with that, but I am getting more and more consistent every week that goes by. I'm trying to just do a little bit more than I did the week before. I'm trying to talk to, even if it's one or two more people than I did the week before, I'm just trying to go at my pace and not let it get to a point where it's super overwhelming, which is what happens to me.
Can I add on there real quick, Christine?
Yeah.
Okay, first off, I bet you Anson could school you on some YouTube if you need help. Because I bet you, like little kids can rock our world when it comes to technology. It's the craziest thing. But I love how you said that you knew what you needed to do, but you took it at your own pace. Because we all know what we need to do. I mean, unless you signed up as a coach yesterday, but we all know what we need to do. And oftentimes we feel like we need to overcomplicate things or do everything at once and put so much on our plate that it just numbs us and paralyzes us and prevents us from moving forward. So, and we all have different lives. We all have, different schedules. Some of us are moms, some of us are grandmas, some of us work, some of us go to school, some of us do all of the above, and making sure, like, I cannot explain how much I love the fact that you said you did it at your own pace and it was what worked for you. And it clearly has worked for you. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick, but I'll let you keep it.
No, but yeah, that's absolutely what it was I had to realize, and I'm still realizing it more and more each day, but it's okay to go at my pace, and it's okay that my pace isn't the same as somebody else's pace. Doesn't mean that they're any better than I am. It doesn't matter, or it just means that our paces are different. And that's okay. And that's kind of been a hard pill for me to swallow because, comparisonitis is, the ugly monster, and it just kind of takes control. But that's one thing that I definitely got to focus on a lot more during my time when I couldn't focus on the thing I was good at. I know that I'm my own worst enemy, but I also know that I am your friendly neighborhood golden retriever, and I am going to stick around forever. So the fact that my pace is a little bit slower is totally okay, because I'm really not going anywhere. I will be there until the end. So whether I, am flying there or moving at the pace of a turtle, that is quite okay, because I'm not going anywhere. This little kid. Other things that I've noticed, like over the last, several weeks, is that I need to keep focusing on the thing every day. I'm just learning more and more about like the things that make me me, and the things that are drawing people specifically to my page. I've started using Instagram a little bit more, and I'm just trying. I used to always feel like I didn't have anything to offer. Like, my day is so boring. Like, what am I going to talk about? But it's the boring things that people actually seem to pay attention to. It's like the everyday things. Like, I don't even, sometimes I'm shocked the things that get engagement, and I'm like, really? That's what people want to see? But they just want to see the things that like make you normal, and I'm just trying to realize and to focus on that. That's why people come to your page. Sometimes, if they're looking for a superstar, then they're going to a superstar's page. They're not coming to my page to find a superstar. They're coming to find, the girl with a Buffy the Vampire Slayer shirt on, like that's what they're coming to find on my page. Like, they're coming to find somebody that has that, drinks her coffee, and posts pictures of her dogs. Like, that's kind of, it's so weird. It's so weird, the things that people are finding on my page that are interesting. It really just shocks me every day. I'm like, really, people? But I'm posting the boring stuff. There are the things that I think are probably boring, my just everyday life stuff. And I think it was maybe Dana or Yvette, maybe, I don't know. It was a few weeks ago, and they were like, damn, your social media is killing it. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I'm just like posting my eggs. I'm posting my breakfast, and there's my dog, right? I guess I didn't even realize it, but one of them made a comment, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, it genuinely shocked me that I couldn't do what I was comfortable with. And because of that, I was doing better almost. So kind of that whole story. So I couldn't work out, and I had to post about a bunch of stuff I wasn't always comfortable with. But in turn, we were gearing up for the 80-day obsession launch, and I talked to more people in the month of December than I have in a long time. I hit Success Club for the first time in a long time. I signed 2 coaches in like a 2-day period, like without even knowing it. And then I was just like, I don't even know how this happened. How did this happen? And it's because I think I stopped focusing on trying to make it happen, that I just relaxed and I let it happen. I had the conversations and they were easy because I wasn't necessarily, it's not that I wasn't pushing for anything, because we were gearing up for the 80-day obsession launch and I wanted to totally rock it. But I I had to lean on other things. I couldn't fall back on what I was comfortable with. And then I remember, I guess it was, one of the first days in January, I logged into my office and I was like, what? 3 new customers? What is this? And I look at it and I was like, I think I sent a screenshot to Dana and I was like, what is this? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And she's like, those are leads. Isn't it awesome? And I was like, wait, what? Like, I knew what happened when you hit Success Club as an Emerald. I know what happened, but it was the first time it happened. And I was like, wait, who are those people? And what do I do with them? And like, here I am 16 days into the month and I'm still getting leads coming in. And I'm like, ooh, that's like, it's been like one person every single day this month. And I'm like, what do I do with all these people? Like, and I'm working on reaching out to them. And it's just, I guess I'm just learning how to be more at ease. I think with what we do and finding my own voice and how to do it, because, regardless of, the benefits of, customer leads and all that stuff, the people that I've talked to this month and the relationships that I've made and the coaches that I've signed and just the people that are in our challenge group right now, like me and Dana, Tracy, Jackie, we're all in there. And like the vibe in that group is just so freaking unbelievable. Like it's just one of those things that it's really hard to explain, but it's one of the best challenge groups I've ever been in. It's definitely one of the best challenge groups I've ever run. It's just a great, great feeling. And I just think I'm finally at a place where I'm comfortable with myself and how I run my business. And I've accepted the fact that my business is not Tracy's business. It's not Dana's business. It's not anybody else's business but mine. And my business is exactly what it needs to be right now for my life. So
I love that. I love that so much. Okay, I don't know if you saw this in the chat, but you are your own freaking rock star. Everyone is their own freaking rock star. Okay? Superstar, rock star, what have you. I do have a question for you. So what would you say to those who feel as if they are, hi Gage, feel as if they are remaining in their comfort zone because they're either scared of judgment or they're afraid of failing or they're afraid of looking ridiculous or they're afraid of anything? What would you say to people who feel that way?
See, that's kind of hard because I guess my position was that I did not have a choice. My choice was find a way to make it happen or watch my business fail. I mean, there was really no middle ground because the thing that I was comfortable with was not allowed. Like there was nothing I could do about it. I tried to do squats and lunges and I just couldn't personally tolerate it. Like I was so freaking bored, I tried to creep back into my comfort zone, but I couldn't. So, I mean, I was forced out of my comfort zone. I put myself in a position where I had to force myself out. Because, I mean, like I said, the surgery was my choice. But, I mean, I don't know how I would advise someone there because I just did it because that was the option. That was the only option.
That was the only option. So you reacted as if there was no plan B. Like that was all you had.
Right. There was no plan B. That was my option.
Because your business is important to you because of your why.
Mm-hmm.
And so you made it work.
Mm-hmm.
And by making something work for you that you didn't normally do because it was out of your comfort zone before, You did, and you did it consistently at your own pace, and you are reaping the benefits for it right now.
Yes, absolutely.
I know so many of us struggle with our comfort zones, and even like, you know, Christine, like I told you, like you've changed and transformed so much in your business, and I'm so extremely proud of you. Don't go backwards. A lot of us, I'm saying this because a lot of us do, or we reach Emerald or we hit Success Club, and then we think we could take the foot off the gas. And you're being I know Maxie's laying down, thank goodness. We think we could take our foot off the pedal, right? And we can just coast. And because we're like, oh, it's the 16th of the month, I've already hit Success Club, or I'm already Emerald, or this. I already invited 5 people to the sneak peek, which is tomorrow, P.S. And then we think we can just coast. And what happens is our business ends up crumbling. You know, just like if you're wanting to lose 10 pounds and you're, you know, following the eating plan and you're doing your workouts, and then 10 pounds comes and you're like, yeah, 10 pounds down. And then you're like, I'm just going to eat all the pizza, drink all the whatever. And then what happens? Like everything that you worked hard for crumbles. So it makes a huge difference when you step out of your comfort zone and when you're consistent. Oh my gosh, you were such a ham. He's like staring at himself. I know he is. But stepping out of your comfort zone, and I don't want you guys to think like, okay, if I step out of my comfort zone every Wednesday, that's going to be what makes a difference. Like, Christine, do you feel like if you were to like just nibble here and there out of your comfort zone, do you think that would have made a big difference at all? Or do you think you had to go all in?
Well, no, I absolutely had to go all in, and it's important that I'm working to stay there. Like I said, consistency is a huge struggle of mine, but all I'm doing is trying to be a little bit better than I was last week. So, you know, now I'm cleared and I'm working out again. So these workouts are a little bit longer. So I'm making sure that I'm still finding even 10 minutes if I can, while I'm drinking I do my shake as my pre-workout meal. While I'm sitting drinking that, I'm still trying to squeeze in 10 or 15 minutes of personal development. Like I said, I read slow, so I don't necessarily get too far, but I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose the bits and pieces that I gained from the time off from working out, from being in my comfort zone. I'm trying to hold on to those little pieces that I learned to be better at.
Right. I love that. And I love that you said you aim to be better than you were last week. You're not aiming to be better than Dana or aiming to be better than Melanie Mitro or anybody else, you know, like you're aiming to be, don't laugh, but you are aiming to be better than you. I know we all get stuck in that comparison-itis, I think is the word. Like you said at the beginning of the call, it's hard not to compare. But when you focus on you and you focus on the things that you need to do to get you to where you want to be, it makes life so much better because you're not stressed, you're not worried, you're not talking down to yourself then, and it just puts you in a better place mentally. And PD, I know, has not always been your consistent forte, if you would say. So I'm very proud of you. That was the first thing that you touched on. And I'm being tormented by kids and dogs right now under my desk. Mama life, right?
Fur baby or two-legged baby?
Both. They're all under my desk.
All babies.
All the babies. There's 8, 9, 10. There's 10 legs under my desk.
Oh, good.
Does anyone have any questions for Christine?
Okay, 12. Including yours.
I'm sorry if you guys can hear him. Oh my God. Nobody has any questions. I swear this group used to be so talkative, but now everyone's just like, I'm shy. All right. Well, was that all you wanted to share? Or just tired, Patrice?
Yes.
Okay. That was awesome, Christine.
I didn't want to ramble too much.
Oh no, you didn't ramble. You did awesome. Another thing, I love that you're getting more into Instagram, you guys. If you have not utilized Instagram for your business, please do. And like Christine said, focus on the things that pay attention to your posts on Instagram. See what people are drawn to. And, you know, the things that aren't getting a lot of traction, stop doing those things so much. But focus, like she gets likes and comments on coffee shirts or just her coffee or, you know, home goods like grills for her husband and things like that. Like she is a wife, she is a mom, she loves her coffee. Focus on the things that make you you and really embrace that, the good, the bad, the everything. And, you know, talk about things at your own pace that is the right thing for you. You know, like one person could have had the same thing happen to them and they're willing to talk about it a little bit differently doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing. Does that make sense? So be true to who you are, and that's what's going to really attract followers to you too. Even though it's scary, even though being vulnerable is like nerve-wracking and getting out of your comfort zone is scary. But the truth is, guys, the comfort zone is not comfortable. If you think about it, it's really not. Why would you want to remain stagnant in the same place? Right?
Not worth it.
No, absolutely not.
Not worth it at all.
Yeah. So if you guys need any source of personal development when it comes to stepping out of your comfort zone or limiting yourself or breaking those limits, the magic of thinking big is my very first book that I read based on that topic, and it like blew my marbles. And The Big Leap are two amazing books that I highly suggest. So with that said, I'm going to stop the recording. So thanks for watching the recording.